Welcome back. He's one of the gorgeous members of the hit Irish boy band Boyzone. It's brilliant to have Shane Lynch with us today, especially as you're so busy, because you are absolutely rushed off your feet. And it isn't just the singing, the dancing and the Boyzone.
You know what? The singing and dancing, the whole Boyzone thing is the least of my problems in my life at the moment.
Yeah.
Meaning that you come and go so quickly out of that. We've just finished tour kind of the end of March, thereabouts. And since then, my season has started, as in the drift season, the BDC, that's the British
You're going to have to
Drift
explain what a drift season is.
Let's call it motorsport to start with.
Yeah.
Motorsport season. I've been racing cars over 10 years. But drifting is the kind of extreme of motorsports. When you see the likes of the X Games and stuff like that, it's a judged sport. So you're judged on your style, your speed, your fluidity, and how you generally control a car.
And literally, it drifts.
It slides.
You drift.
Yes, it drifts.
Why and how does it drift?
That's the kind of helicopter analogy that you want to say, and the whole thing about helicopters, how do they fly?
Right.
It's almost a similar. Drifting is quite highly skilled, and not everyone can get in a car and drift it. By all means, it does take. This is my 5th season. And I've gone up into Super Pro now. So I'm doing quite well at it, but it's a lot to do with speed and power of the car.
How scary is it?
It's not even that it's scary, but I think it's more frightening to actually be in a race, in a motorsport race with 20 other cars, than it is looking at a few single bends that you're going to tear down in and handbrake into and continue a slide. You're so concentrating on what you're doing, I don't think fear really comes into it.
And so wedded are you to motorsport and the joy of driving a lean, mean machine that half of your tattoos are dedicated to motorsports? Is that right? Down one half of your body? This is just a cue for me to take your clothes off, obviously, which I don't know if I would dream of doing on live television, but is that true?
No, it is true. I've got two, I suppose, sides of my life, certainly music and certainly motorsport. Not a lot of people know about the motorsport side, but when I was a kid, I grew up in a motorsport family. My father raced cars. I was a car mechanic before music, etc. And my dream and my passion, realistically, was to be a race car driver. So, yeah, my whole tattoo inside is fully dedicated to motorsport and fully dedicated to music. So, yeah, I do mix and match them.
And you've also had a broken heart, which you joined up when you found God, because there's another side. Maybe this is the side that presides over the other two, which is a very deep felt and very profound religious belief, as well as everything else.
Yeah, I guess, again, going back in a historical sense of who I was as a kid, born and raised in a Catholic family, left all of that behind, was kind of anti-God, anti-Bible, because I thought the world was just about cars, money and private jets and the kind of world I lived in music industry.
Sure.
And realised that's not the case. I do need a little bit of the control, the discipline and a little bit of focus in life, which I came back to being a godly type man. And yeah, certainly sorted me out, that's for sure.
And I had the privilege of being at your wedding, which was actually a very godly wedding, because your beautiful bride is very much a spiritual dimension in your life. And actually, I would like to say in the lives of everybody she meets, because she's very committed, isn't she, to God, and a lovely kind of devotion, really.
Well, I think that's one thing for me, and how, including Ben. Ben was a massive, massive part of my life and change in my life. And certainly meeting Sheena, her family being quite a biblical-based family. Her father was a bishop, her brother's a pastor. And going into that, the kind of wild guy that I was, she proper sorted me out. She calmed me down. Now, I'm still a little bit wild in certain aspects of life, but generally speaking, you know, she's an amazing spirit, she's an amazing heart, and she's, you know, to be married to me, I'm a difficult guy. She has to be an amazing girl, and that's the truth.
And I'm thinking of your little girl, Billy Ray. She's 2.5 now, and I'm wondering what you're trying to pass on to her, because the music, the motorsports, God, the past, I don't know, the exciting future. What are you teaching her?
She's a very active girl, thankfully. I love, I always dreamt of my child being an outdoorsy kind of girl, and that's all she wants to do, is go outside and find the fairies, as she says. We go hunting with these little nets, and she wants to pick up bugs, and she loves worms, and she's that type of girl. She's 2.5 now.
Yeah.
She's just had her first horse riding lesson, which, again, a big old horse at 2.5 years of age is something she's not fearful of. She'd get up there, she rides by herself, and she's very intelligent.
And we should say at this point, one of your sisters is a fire eater.
Yes, my
family... I mean, you don't exactly come from a family of timid, nervous types, do you?
Absolutely not. One of my sisters, she does angle grinding, stilt walking, fire breathing, fire eating and all that. I mean, she you know, she's a car freak as well. She does a lot of the Top Gear stuff when the live tours, and she sets the cars on fire and they spin around her. And she's tattooed and she's a bit wild like myself. Yeah, my family are very
most families say, would you like to go and feed the ducks with Auntie? Yours is watch your Auntie fire eating, and watch Dad drifting. I mean, it's all a big thing.
Well, I think it's more, not unfortunate at all, but I learned a lot through my father was more a case of, son, do you want to come and shoot the ducks? You know what I mean? And that was, you know.
Not that we're advocating you do
No, as in an edible. We used to go hunt as a hunting style of things. We actually went and hunted for our food as kids and stuff like that, you know.
Tell us about it. We've done the spiritual side, the musical side, the mechanical side. Now we're going to get to the fun side.
Yeah.
You've got a vodka coming out.
I do.
You lucky thing. How come it sounds so
well,
glamorous?
In about 3 weeks' time, I think the first bottle comes off production line, ready to rock. It's called Vertu, and it's the ultimate party vodka. So a lot of people, the whole vodka Red Bull thing that goes on, instead of adding the Red Bull, this vodka's already got the caffeine and guarana in it. So you can have your normal mixers that you like, and still, what I like about it is, being drunk and partying and all that stuff, it still keeps you alert.
Yeah.
So you still have that edge
so
where you
you're
slightly know what's going on,
even
though you're not mashed up in a corner somewhere. You know what I mean? You're going to be able to get home, I think.
I mean, you're a man of many parts, including business interests. I mean, anyone who's fooled by this outdoorsy thing and thinks you don't have a savvy business head is completely wrong, because you're branching out. I mean, you're almost like the male Irish Martha Stewart, because we've got the body coming out, but also there's going to be a Shane Lynch kind of splashed on all over perfume or eau de cologne or whatever you call it.
Again, not quite as you see the whole David Beckham thing and his specific cologne. It's a venture I've gone out with to do tattoos. The visual will be kind of like a matte black type of box and a pink box with kind of tattoo scrolls on it and stuff like that. But the actual smells themselves are beautiful. I'm very excited. Hopefully by the end of August they'll be out as well.
So a nice whiff of diesel oil, I'm thinking.
Yeah, no, certainly no. The reason why I'm so interested in it is because I'm constantly covered in oil and petrol, and my wife hates it, and she's always telling me to buy and wear more cologne because of those smells. So you know what? I'll make my own. That's what I'm going to do.
And clothing. I mean, anyway, now you're going to say kitchen wares, children's. I mean, but really, clothing. You're going to be doing underwear of a very sexy kind, I believe, is about to come out.
Yes, I'm branching out into underwear stuff as well. I have another company called Evolution Fightwear, which is of about 10 years I've been involved in that, which is to do with MMA, which is a lot of mixed martial arts stuff. So we do the gloves, the punching bags, all the pads.
Is there any truth in the rumour that the undies are going to be called Lynch box?
Lynch box.
Is that true? Or is that a rumour?
It's more about the guns and the holsters for the men and the women, you know what I mean? It's kind of that. And we've kind of come up with a nice concept of an actual gun, but it's kind of a tattoo gun. It's all it's more visual art as well on the underwear, as well as being quite comfortable.
And you're just about to set off on the Gumball Rally, driving from where to where?
The Gumball Rally, yes, which is kind of an exclusive, I don't want to call it a race, it's more an experience, which leaves London on the 26th of this month, and we go all down through Europe and end up in Istanbul on the 2nd of June. So yeah, about 8-day adventure, but we stop off at amazing places, like the Formula One that's coming up in Monaco. There's a rooftop party that looks over one of the corners of the track, and it's all very exciting. It's all kicking off.
You're absolutely right when you say there's no time to talk about Boyzone at all. We're expecting a new album over the summer and a tour in the autumn.
Hopefully we're going to squeeze in a new album maybe and get it up for Christmas.
It's exhausting talking to Shane Lynch, it really is. Thanks so much to Shane. Unfortunately, that's all we've got time for today. Tomorrow, BBC Breakfast sports reporter Chris Hollins will be here. Lots of love.